Hi everyone, in this video we are starting to work with the assets, and for that in Polkadot ecosystem existing the common good parachain. Previously it's called state mine or state mean in Polkadot or rock mine in Rococo test network, but right now all parachains that allows you to work with the assets called asset hub. And you can see that asset hub in Polkadot, in Kusama, in West End, and Rococo also has the asset hub. And common good parachains using the native tokens of the relay chain to provide their existence and their work inside. That's mean if you're working in the Polkadot, you need dots in asset hub. If you are working with the Kusama, you need Kusama tokens in asset hub in Kusama, and you need the rock tokens in Rococo testnet. We are working right now in the Rococo testnet. Okay, let's make the teleport tokens to asset hub. For this action, the special button exists. Here in accounts, you can find the button teleport, and you can teleport some tokens to the asset hub or another common good parachain as bridge hub, contracts, or in Cointer. I think we need at least 0.2 rocks for work with the assets, and let's press teleport, sign and submit. Yeah, approving request with your wallet. Okay, and waiting the transaction. Oh, the transaction made. Okay, let's check it in Subscan. Yes, we can see that transaction is finished. We use for that the action that's called limited teleport assets, and here is the content of this transaction. You can see the amount of tokens, the addresses, and so on. I want to notice that actually we use this graphic interface for users, but if we're thinking about how it's actually made, we can find the special extrinsic for that. If we check the extrinsics with the XCM palette, we can find the limited teleport assets extrinsic that we see here in actions, and this is interface for executing of the limited teleport assets extrinsic, but it's covered with a very comfortable interface because you can see there is a lot of different fields here that you can fulfill, and sometimes it's not so easy to understand what's happening here, because there is a destination and multi-location and different preferences. Not so easy to recognize what you need to fulfill here, but with interface it's too easy make it. Okay, let's switch to Asset Hub, and here we already see the account with the transfer tokens. If we check this account with the subscan, we also see the income transaction. That's made here with the XAM transfer. As you can see, I tried to transfer tokens several times 2 weeks ago, and I already have some test tokens here. The next action I propose you to follow me. It's creating the own asset, and for that existing the very comfortable way. Let's jump to assets in networks, and here you can see the list of all assets that's already created in the Asset Hub. Not so many, and you can see the 2 tokens that I created previously, but let's make another one. Here you can see 2 tokens that I have created previously, and let's make another one, because we are working in the testnet and it costs not so much for us. Let's find the empty position for the asset. You should choose the number that will be number of your token. Okay, let's make the 14 token. Let's press the button create and name the token TTT, for example. TTT token, and asset symbol TTT, asset decimals, that means how many symbols will be after the point of your token. I mean, for example, can you send the 0.1 token or 0.01 token? We just will use the 1. It should be the positive number, that means number of the symbols after the point. And minimum balance for transfer or for account existence here should be 0.1 in our case. Asset ID, we choose the 14, and that's all parameters that you need to create your token. Okay, press next. The admin account, the issuer account, the freezer account specified here. I have only one account, but you can specify different accounts, and after you are sure that all the settings are right, let's press create, sign and submit, approve the transaction, here you find your token with the number 14. Of course, if you're working with the Kusama or Polkadot networks, there are a lot of tokens already created, because for the test network there is not so many tokens. Here just the 2 screens, but in other networks much more. The next step, what we need to do, we need to mint the new token, and you should decide how much tokens do you need on your balance, or you can choose another address if you previously specified it in the settings. Okay, let's make 100 tokens and press mint, sign and submit, approve, execute it, and you can see 100 tokens on your balance right now. If we jump again to accounts and we'll check the subscan, we will see that there is several transactions for creating tokens and for minting tokens. I'm definitely need to tell you that you will be charged the small amount of tokens on your balance. In my case, it was something around of 0.1 rocks for token issuing, but in Kusama or Polkadot it will be something similar. And you need to understand that if you're working in the main networks like Kusama or Polkadot, you need to pay the real tokens to issue the O1 token. And I'm actually using these tokens in my everyday life, I mean in my work. Let me share with you my personal experience. I'm using the tokens in Kusama network, and it's called KAA test tokens, and I'm using it in my work to share with the students. We have the special game when the students working outside of the educational process, I mean participating in the hackathons or publishing papers or working with a conference, any activities that faculty needs to. The student can be paid with that tokens, and he can spend the tokens for any discipline that's going in the faculty. For example, he's working with a discipline about the computer science and participating in the hackathon where he won some place and showed the site development or application development, and the professor sharing these tokens with the student, and the student can cover some exams or put the tokens on the disciplines that's going on the faculty and related with the computer science. That's very interesting way how you can use the tokens. Let's check how many participants of that game in my faculty. Let's jump to Kusama Asset Hub. Actually, look at this. On the subscan, they didn't change the name of these parachains, and you can find the state mint in the Polkadot and state mine in the Kusama and the rock mine in the testnet. We need the state mine subscan, because subscan it's a separate system for the monitoring of the state of the parachain and the relay chain. And okay, let's jump to the wallet where I send in the tokens, and you can choose the token. Here is information: who is the owner, who is admin, issuer, freezer, total supply, decimals, token ID, and the number of holders. The number of holders right now, you can see that there is 59 holders in the common value. I made the several transfer just some days ago to share the tokens with the students, because some students won again the hackathons, very active guys. And here is one of the easiest examples how you can use the state mine or asset hub for your own purposes. If you want to create the internal system to support your workers, your colleagues, to share some assets that can be tokenized, to assets to give access some services, some goods in your company, you can use the asset hub, and it will be much more cheaper than create the database on your computer and check if the correctly used tokens here. The token hub gives you the full technical support to transfer the token, to follow that the common amount of the tokens not bigger than initial one, and you can burn the tokens, you can transfer the tokens, you can hold the tokens, and this is the good replacement of the internal database in your company or in your project.